Okay, welcome to this quick video giving you the notes you need before we begin our drawing unit. So first, if you have not watched the PLTW introduction video on different types of sketches, if you will watch that, or close this, stop, close this, watch that first, it's the first link in this assignment, then come back and take your notes. Alright, I assume if you're still with me that you've watched that video and you're ready to go for your notes. Here we go. Thumbnail sketches. We have three types of sketches we're going to take notes on. Thumbnails is the first. That was one you heard about in your videos. Those are just the beginning designs, your beginning design ideas. Quick way to explore different possible options as you're kind of thinking through what you want to design. Usually has not a lot of detail. Okay, if you look at these motorcycles over here to the right, you can see that the artist was exploring some different ideas, different shapes of the motorcycles, different designs. Here's another example of somebody who was exploring some different shapes for like a CO2 or balloon type car. They might be, thinking of different ways they want to approach it, and they're just kind of drawing themselves some ideas. So for your notes, I would like you to draw just kind of a basic coffee cup like this, just the basic shape of the coffee cup. You can draw it in 3D like this, or 2D with just a rectangle and a handle. But just do a very easy, quick sketch of it. If you need more time to continue writing these notes, pause the video at this time and then come back to it when you're ready to move on. Multi-view sketches. Sketches that include the three main views of the object, and what that means, if you look over here to the right of the example of the house here, we have three different views or angles we're looking at this house at. They're labeled the top, the front, and the right view. The top view is the roof at the top that you're looking at. The front view is the one directly below that on the left side on the bottom, and the right side view is the one that's just to the right of that. Okay, sketches are seen in 2D. This is called orthographic projection. So 2D views basically just show you two dimensions of the shape. Here's some more examples. Here's an example where you can see over here on the right, it's showing what the top part of this object is, and then if you look over to the left, you'll see the top view drawn in 2 dimensions. Same thing with the front view and the side view. You can see them in what they look like in 3D, and then come over to the left and see what they look like in 2 dimensions as a part of the multi-view drawing. Okay, here's an actual technical drawing that you might find some engineer doing. You see the actual shape of the object, and then you have a multi-view or a breakdown of that piece that might go to a bigger machine, something like that. That has to be either 3D printed or machined or something like that. You need a lot of detail, very specific detail, and you can see that, you get that in the multi-view drawing of this with dimensions as well. You can see all those little notes out to the side. It shows you how big or long or wide or tall everything is. Okay, for your notes, if you'll draw an example of this die here, you can see that the top view is the 1 side, the front view is the 2 side, and the right side is the 3 side. And that does go along with the 3-dimensional view that we have up at the top. Okay, you don't have to draw that. We're going to draw that next. If you will pause the video at this time, finish up the notes, and make your drawing of the die in multi-view. Okay, here's our isometric drawings. This is our last type of drawing that we're going to talk about. One thing you need to know about these types of drawings is that they are 3D, but parallel edges, parallel lines within the object are still parallel, unlike the perspective view that you saw in the other video, where it goes back to some vanishing point. And so the lines aren't necessarily parallel, they kind of come together. The drawing is done at a 30-degree angle from the baseline, so you see it kind of At the point at the bottom, it kind of angles up, and you see how it's labeled the 30-degree markers there. And we're going to have some special graph paper that will help us with that. And then you can also see in your isometric 3 sides all at the same time. So you can see the top, the front, and the right side view in an isometric drawing. Okay, if you need some extra time, actually, I'm sorry, let me show you some more examples. So here's a cube. You can see the degree markers, the 30-degree markers on the cube, and you can also see that it has, you can see all three, or you can see 3 sides of this cube at one time. Again, here's a technical drawing of some piece that probably goes to a larger machine that maybe has to be made separately, and so you have a lot of technical information with regard to how it's made and the size of it and everything. Okay, here's what you need to draw for your notes. It's just a basic square or cube with the 3 sides on it. The top side being the 1, the front side being the 2, and the right side being the 3 side of the die. Okay, so now if you need more time to draw your drawing and take your notes, if you will pause the video. Otherwise, we are going to be moving on to our first drawing.